Hey, it's David, BreezeFlippers. It's back in the office day. Thought I'd do a quick update today. A couple things, maybe follow up on a little bit of what I talked about yesterday, but had a great auction last night. I want to talk a little bit about that. So, it's kind of my midweek check-in. So it is Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday. This week's kind of crawling by, it seems like. But yeah, I've got a couple sales going out today. I'll talk about those too. Not a lot. Looked at the numbers from last year, the same time to this year, and we're actually ahead based on what I saw. As far as I kind of look at the week that comes in after Christmas till right now, and to be honest with you, it's not that bad. So sometimes I get kind of like in my head going, oh man, what is going on? Why are we not doing well? But the reality is we're actually not doing that bad. There's actually some sales. So and we're technically ahead from where we were last year. So that's a good start. I think it's just consistency that kind of does that. But like I said, just a couple sales going out today. Yesterday was all comics. Today it's just an odd, eclectic thing. I don't know. It's kind of strange. But anyway, I did want to talk a little bit about, I did have a lot of fun last night. We had a Dibdit auction. I'm trying to do one comic Dibdit show a week. I may start doing two. I don't know. I kind of worry about burning people out. But if I can do something and vary it up. But we did something really cool last night. I have to show you guys. Maybe I can show you the table over here. I'll pick this up and move it. But let me see here. So here's what we did, and let me turn the light on. See if we can get a light over here. I'll show you. So you guys want to see more behind the scenes? Well, you're getting it. All right. So this is where I do my auctions. This is where everything's kind of done. You can see over here, I had a spinning wheel last night, and we got numbers on this thing that we actually do. It's not being very friendly, guys. Hold on a second. So let me flip it back around, and I'll see if I can show you this way. All right. So here's what we do. I got this little stool I sit on. This is kind of nice. And let me see if I can turn off the face tracking. I'm still learning this thing, guys. All right. So here we go. All right. Now, hey, see, I'm learning to use the button. All right, so over here, you can see we've got a little spinning wheel. I was doing this last night, so I was giving away stuff. So if they got to a certain amount, we have some comics that we give away for free, and those are all behind there. They're like numbered. So when they do so much, you can see over here we got a number thing. So if they go, start everything at $1, we do a left and a right, and then at $3, they get to choose either both the left and the right, or they can choose left or right and a number, and then they get a mystery comic. And then if it goes over $5, they get to choose either left or right and a mystery comic, or left and right. And they get to spin the wheel, and so they can win some cards, or they can get $1 off shipping. And then if they go over $8, then I let them do all three. So anyway, I thought that it was kind of fun, guys. I mean, we had a good time. And let me see again, trying to learn how to work this camera. So anyway, bear with me, guys. We're learning. But yeah, the comic auction was fun, and I think we had a great time. I hope people had a great time. I know some of those folks that were on the auction watched the video, so if you were there and you leave a comment, let me know. I got some other stuff too. I actually got a Plinko board that I'm going to start using a little bit, but it's just different, I think sometimes we could just run stuff. I run regular auctions too when I get more stuff. Matter of fact, one of the things I'm looking for right now, again, is some big buys so I can run some bigger Dibdit auctions, because I have a good Dibdit goal this year. We did a little over 12,000 in sales last year, gross sales. But this year, I'd really like to up that another, 8,000 or so, get it close to 20,000. That's kind of the goal, with what we could do on eBay. If we could hit 40 and 20, I mean, we'd hit our goal, we'd exceed our goal of 50. So that's what we wanted to do. So we're going to try. So, I see a lot of the people that do a lot better on part-time, and you know what, everybody's got a different race to run, and that's our race. That's where we're at. I'm pretty sure I could grow it beyond that. I'm actually pretty sure. I'm very confident I could grow it beyond that if I had more time. And I know some people say, oh, you got plenty of time. Or I talked to the guy last week who said, oh, I work full time and I still do storage auctions. I just don't have that daytime. And then the weekend that I have, I spend Saturday sourcing. Sure, if I could go out and get a couple storage units, maybe I'd, use that day instead and have, forego the treasure hunting part. But I just enjoy garage sales. I don't know why. Just have fun. I like the aspect of the treasure hunt. Some days you hit it, some days you don't. I would love the ability to be able to get more stuff though, so we can do more of these auctions and sell some of this stuff off a little faster. You know, it would give us more opportunity as well, right? So that's something we're going to look at. We're still playing with the sourcing thing, guys, but the auction we had last night was fun. At least I had fun. We did okay. I think we had, if I was looking at the numbers, we had 43 people in there at any point. We had 2 new buyers, which was kind of exciting. And I think 28 sales. So over, probably about $120 something in sales. It's not a bad hour. An hour and 16 minutes is what it was. So, and it took a little longer to do that because, you do the wheel spin, you do all that. Normally I'm flying through these things pretty quick and we get through a lot of stuff. But last night was a little slower because of the whole wheel spin. So I don't know. We're going to try some other stuff too. Like I said, I got a Plinko board. I'm really dying to try out. So we'll get that out there at some point. So lots of fun though. I don't know. It's again, I don't really look at the gimmicks or anything like that. I don't think we have to have gimmicks to do anything. I think it just depends on what you're trying to do. And honestly, I have so much fun with these guys that they're all great people. So anyway, you get a chance, go check it out. Dibdit.com, DIBDIT.com. And you can buy some cool stuff. So as a matter of fact, one of the things that sold today was something I actually bought off Dibdit. So doesn't sell for a whole lot, but I did sell it. So this is a 2002 Hot Wheels Military Rods Army 56 Ford panel truck. Kind of hard to see. I put it in the bag so I can number it and all that stuff. But I think it has a little emblem too, which is kind of cool, like a patch. But sold this for $12.79. It'll get free shipping. Won't cost that much. It should be under $5, I think, to ship it. So the next thing we sold though, this is kind of interesting. All right, so this is a Reduce Party Pitcher 34-ounce vacuum insulated stainless steel carafe, I guess you call it, right? Things are supposed to stay cold for 30 hours. This was kind of funny. So every Friday, typically, we usually either go out and get something to eat. Like we'll go out and do Mexican on Friday night sometimes, Sherry and I. And we sit there and go through our phones. And see, yeah, we're one of those couples. We're sitting there going through our phones. But actually what we're doing is looking for garage sales. So we'll be sitting there eating tacos or fajitas or whatever we decide. And we're going through our phone and we're looking for garage sales for Saturday so that we can get them in our list and go. So we're sitting there going through the list and it said this garage sale was canceled tomorrow. And it was just right up the road from the restaurant was. And it says everything's on the curb. And I was like, oh, we got to go to this. And she's like, can I finish my meal first? I'm like, okay. So we finished the meal and we shot up there. And there was like about 8 boxes of stuff out there. And we went through it. It was dark. So I had my flashlight out there and I was searching through it, or my phone light. Actually, I didn't have my flashlight. Ended up finding a couple things. One of them was this. It was free. So I was like, cool, we'll grab that. I grabbed a couple other things, and matter of fact, there was a flashlight in the box. I grabbed that too. So that's now in my car. So it was kind of fun. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff. Some of the stuff that was there was like, I probably wouldn't even bought it at the garage sale, but this was free. So I took it. I listed it and actually sold for not much, guys, but it sold for $7.64. I think it was on sale from $8.99. Pretty sure though I'm getting a good amount for shipping because it is heavy. I want to say it's $7.99 shipping, but even with the shipping, that still brings the price down to where it is used, right? But it is cool. So anyway, so you can find free stuff to sell sometimes, so there's no cost to that. So $7.64 in my opinion is all profit. So that's what we're gonna go with. Oh, so yesterday I talked a little bit about this, and I'll throw some numbers at it. That the USPS is raising their rates. I also saw that they filed a petition to be able to raise their rates more often or whenever they want without congressional approval. So there's something in the news about that. I kind of ran across it. I was like, oh, that's good. Give them carte blanche to do that. I will agree, though. I heard a podcaster yesterday talking about it and said, in all honesty, the USPS system, as much as we give it a hard time, as much as we complain about stuff, and trust me, there's enough to complain about, is better than most countries' postal systems. Now, you may disagree if you're in another country or you've been to another country and you found that the postal system works great. I was in Germany. I didn't think it worked that great. But the USPS, 95% of the time is pretty good. It's fairly reliable, right? And so, and it is the only government run well, it is a government run agency. When you look at like other things like UPS and FedEx, these are all private or companies. You know, they have a little bit more leeway in what they can charge and do all that stuff, but USPS has to be regulated, right? So they are raising their rates though. January 18th, there's going to be across the board pretty much. Priority mail's going up 6.6%, which I'm not using priority mail anymore. I don't know if you guys are. Since Ground Advantage came along, priority mails, I got rid of all my priority mail boxes. I didn't see any need in it. But Priority Mail Express is going up, which again, don't use it unless somebody absolutely requests it and they got to have something there. But Ground Advantage is going up 7.8% across the board. Now that's not a lot, guys. I mean, when you think about it, 7 cents on a dollar, it can be a lot, I guess, when you think about it. So, you know, a $10 item is going to be 70, 80 cents more. I've seen it, you know, if you look at the Christmas hike, I say that it's probably very similar to what the Christmas hike was. But it is going to go up, guys. So, you know, if you got that cost built in, if you're a flat rate shipper like I am, I've got that cost built in. I know that everything is going to be, some days it's going to be good, some days it's going to be bad, but I'm still kind of reevaluating some of the cheaper things that I ship. You know, I'm still reevaluating free shipping. Even though I've kind of gotten rid of most of it, but there's some things where free shipping makes sense. But I got to be honest with you guys, and I'm going to get off subject just a little bit here. Tell me, have you seen this? It's like some of the stuff that I have at free shipping never sold, and I took it off of free shipping. I put the price back on the item. So let's say I had something that was $12.99 free shipping. I couldn't even sell it at $10.99 free shipping. I couldn't even sell it at $9.99 free shipping. So I took the price back on it, put it $5.99 and $5.99 shipping, and the thing sells. And I've seen that over and over and over again. So I don't know if people are just, maybe they're not searching for free anymore, or maybe they're just searching for, you know, lowest price plus shipping. And I think that, you know, maybe the buyers are getting a little bit more savvy. They're onto the whole free shipping thing, and they feel like they can negotiate a better price for the item because they know what the item's actually worth, right? Does that make sense? Because if I'm looking at something and I'm thinking about buying it, I'm going, well, they're getting $15 for it. How much are they getting for shipping? See, in my head, I know how much they'd probably pay for shipping, $5 or $6, and this is what that item's worth. So I'm going to try and get the price where I want it. They may be doing the same thing. I don't know. Or maybe they're just seeing that the item is priced $5.99, and if I think I can get it for $4.99, I'm still okay with paying the $5.99 shipping. I don't know. I don't know. I've got to play with that a little bit more. I think it requires a little more research, but I just kind of feel like that's worked. I mean, so I go in every day, like I said yesterday, I go in every single day and I look at everything and I say, okay, free shipping, no shipping. I look at the, you know, how long they've been up for a month or 2 weeks, or if they're getting any kind of views at all. And I go through this very explicitly and try to figure out what's going on. And, I have changed a bunch of things that were free shipping to paid shipping, and they have sold. So I don't know if that's really a case. Looks like UPS is going to be ringing my doorbell in just a second. So I'm going to have to cut this real quick and go over there. I got to sign for a package. My wife had to get a new phone. Her phone's crapped out on her, but she does have an iPhone 14. So hold on. I'll be right back. All right, got that handled. But here's an example where UPS just made a mistake. That phone is supposed to have been signed for, and I asked her, do I need to sign for this? She goes, no. It's set right on the thing, signed for. Anyway, see, that could be bad for the shipper, I guess. But anyway, it's AT&T, so my wife's got her new phone. So she'll be happy. All right, back to what I was talking about. You know, checking and going between free shipping and not free shipping. I don't know. Like I said, I have found that when I change the price and I go from free shipping to paid shipping, many times that item sells. So I don't know. And I'm doing that with comic books right now too, because it seems like free shipping on comic books just hasn't been going well. So I don't really know. So I've changed that free shipping to a paid shipping, which I do $5.99 for comics. I may have to look at that at some point because the Gemini mailers cost me just under $1 because I buy a bulk. But I may have to look at that. I don't know. I mean, I use the Gemini mailers. I know some people would say, oh, I wouldn't use Gemini mailers for everything. They work well for me, and I have not, knock on wood, had any issues with comics being destroyed. So I do like the Gemini mailers. I'm sure you could probably put some between cardboard and put that in a nice thing and probably still do well. I don't know. If you're a comic shipper, throw me some comments. If I'm using stuff that I shouldn't be, or maybe I should set a price point to say, if it's over X amount, use a Gemini. If it's under X amount, use this. I'm open for suggestions, guys. I mean, if I can save money, help me save money. All right. Anyway, so yep, postal increases going up, trying to evaluate free shipping. That's just all kind of a lot of stuff. But, you know, hey, price increases are just the way things are going these days. And you know what? If they get this thing passed and they're able to increase their prices on a regular basis, you know, it may go up even further. It's going to make it more of a challenge for us that are resellers to get items out to people at a reasonable price. Now, I don't think it's ever going to stop it, because people are going to continue to order stuff, but it is going to drive down profit margins a little bit, because at some point you can't sell something for $6.99 and oh, she just realized that she made a mistake. Hold on. Any more interruptions? We got that taken care of. It's hard to get back on your train of thought, guys. I feel like now this is becoming like a daily vlog of some sort. All right. Anyway, listen, postal changes, rate changes, everything's going up. We're going to have to pay a little bit more, and reselling is going to probably maybe suffer a little bit. Who knows? People are still going to order stuff. I went to the mall this year for Christmas shopping. I'm never going to the mall again. I'm not even going to the mall without Christmas shopping. It's horrible. So ordering online, that's kind of the way I'm always going to do stuff. I'm willing to pay shipping. I think most people are willing to pay shipping. I sure don't want to keep doing that. But anyway, shipping costs going up. And like I said, tell me how you guys are dealing with it. Are you raising your shipping prices if you're a flat rate shipper? If you're not a flat rate shipper, how do you feel about the rate increases with the calculated shipping? I don't know. Is it gonna make a big difference? I mean, you know, for somebody like me that's in Florida, I get a lot of orders from California and the West Coast. I get a lot of them. Now, I am going to do something this year. I haven't had time to do it. I'm hoping I have some time to research it, but I do know that you can use rate tables in eBay. If you're using rate tables right now, tell me how they work for you. I can set up a rate table to say basically this zone, I can add $1. For this zone, I can add $2. For this zone, you know, you can go further and further out. Or I can add 25 cents or 50 cents, so I can make it a little bit better. So I'm going to look at that, because rate tables make a little bit of sense. It still keeps me competitive, but it allows me to get just a little bit more, so I'm not losing so much on like a California one. So because if I go back and look at how many shipments went to California, it's a lot. And that's because I think because my rate for shipping, my price may be the same for the item, but my shipping rate was lower. And so I think I get those sales. So anyway. The other thing I talked about yesterday, and I'm still researching it, and if somebody can find it, let me know. If you find it, tell me about it. That there's been noise about eBay raising fees. Now, I don't think that I've seen anything about it. I went on their pages and I looked at everything. I saw nothing about a potential rate fee increase. There's a lot of information about the new promotional item things, and I'm wondering if people are maybe thinking that's part of it. Look, if you promote your items, you're going to see an increase, period. That's just the way it is. So I know there's a lot of noise right now on Facebook, people wanting to boycott it. I know there's some big reasons why everybody should boycott it, but the reality is everybody isn't going to boycott it. I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon. It's my business. I'm going to run it the way I want. I use promotions on some of my items, not all of my items, but some of my items. I want to help them sell, and I want to help get noticed so that they get out there. If I've got the right price, got the right title, I got everything, but I'm still not getting the views I need, then I'm going to put a promotion on it. And I typically run between 2 and 3% promotion. I don't have any problems with it. So I have that factored into my cost, right? If you factor it in your cost, is it really costing you that much more? If you just say, I automatically assume I'm going to pay an extra 3%, period. So comics that I think right now are 12.5% or somewhere around there. So I'm going to say I'm going to pay 15%. I just got it in my head. And that doesn't always go that way. Obviously, right now I'm doing 50-50. Basically 50% of my sales are non-promoted. But it's your business, guys. And if you want to boycott them, go ahead. I just don't know if I can. So some people have said they've cut out promotions. They're still doing great. Super. There's some people that never use promotions, have never used promotions. Super. But they work for me. I've done it with and I've done it without. I've done my own research. Again, this is my race. I'm running it. Your race, you run yours. It may be important to you, it may not. I'd be curious, leave a comment. You guys, what are you going to do? Are you going to jump on that bandwagon, going to take off all your promotions? And if so, how long are you going to let it go? Or are you going to let it go forever? I mean, I don't know. I may promote less, only just because it's good for my business and it's working. We're getting enough momentum built up a little bit. I think sometimes that's good. I think if you've got that going for you, new items seem to go faster. Some items go a lot faster. If you're looking at sell-through rates, you know, I mean, better items, better mounts, they seem to sell better. So we'll see. Anyway, I've sold the past couple of things that I've sold that were fairly big, like the cameras, have done very well without promotions. But again, those are specialty items. So anyway, leave me a comment, tell me what you guys think. But I mean, I wanted to say, you know, I know that there's a lot of people that are pushing that, and you know, and if you're one of those that are going to do it, that's fine. That's up to you. I just know that I'm not going to jump on that bandwagon at this time, because I'm going to run the business the way I need to run the business. And honestly, as much as I think everybody would love to see everybody just one day stop promoting, it's not going to happen. No, nobody's going to do that. Matter of fact, other people are probably saying, I'm going to promote more because less people are doing it, and or they're going to get their stuff rise to the top faster. I don't know. I'm not even looking at that, guys. I'm just looking at, this is what I'm doing. Here's how I'm doing it. So anyway, so I'm kind of tie this up because I've had like 10 interruptions here today, and I apologize for that. But yeah, you know, this is kind of like my midweek update, but I mean, I'll probably do another one on Friday. We'll talk a little bit about some other stuff. I'm trying to figure out some new things to talk about. Again, next week, it's going to be a little different. I probably won't be doing as many. Maybe I'll talk a little bit about what sold, but I'll have to show pictures because we'll be in Atlanta, and we've got, you know, everything's all lined up. We got a wonderful dog sitter that comes and sits with our dogs all day and every day. So that's a lot, you know, it's nice that we don't have to worry about that. But, you know, we're going to have some fun in Atlanta, and I'm going to shoot as much video as I can to show you guys a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes for buying. This is about retail, right? So my wife has a retail, she manages 2 gift stores, and she does all the buying for it, all the bookwork, all the stuff. She manages the store. She merchandises the store. She does everything for these 2 gift stores at the hospital. And they've done very, very well. Matter of fact, basically it runs for a charity, and this year, they gave $100,000 to the Children's Hospital based on what they made for this year. So that's a great thing, and still, you know, still have money to pay for the business and run the business. So that's salaries and everything. So that's pretty impressive. She's been able to take it to that. So it's fun though. We go by and we do a lot of that. There'll be some places I won't be able to film. There'll be a lot of places I will be able to film. But I'll try and show you guys what's going on, and I'll try to show you some prices of what people are paying, how much they're paying, because sometimes it shocks you. You're like going, wow, the stores aren't making any money when they're paying that much. It's very true. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. You know, I hope that you guys are making good decisions for your business. Wouldn't be jumping on any rumors right now. Let's just go with facts. If you guys hear of anything about fee increases and I've missed it, let me know, because I'm very curious about it. Would love to hear what you guys are going to do for your promotions. If you're going to continue or you're going to not continue. If you're not using it, great. If you're not using promotions, how's your business do? Have you ever tried promotions? I'll be curious to see what you guys are doing. So anyway, that's it. What's going on for me today? We'll talk again this week. I'm David BreezeFlippers. We'll see ya.